Welcome back, my name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And if you're new here, welcome. I have an awful, garbage, filthy mouth where sometimes, just sometimes, I tend to use the word fuck as a comma.
I know, how could I?
If you're not into that or weird stuff in general, this is not the place for you. Feel free to X out the video here. No harm, no foul. But I remember our time fondly. If you want to jump straight to the overall review of the new Too Faced Turn Up the Light / Born This Way blah, 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 products, I'll leave a time code down below. Feel free to jump ahead. Before I get into my story time, there are two things I want to mention. One, do you hear that? Yeah, that's a fan. So the reason why I have to have a fan on right now is because there is large amounts of construction that is happening outside my home, and I can't take that banging sound. As someone who has misophonia, it's driving me insane. So I figured if I leave the fan on, hopefully it'll kind of combat the sound. So I apologize if sound quality is not like perfect. Trust me when I say you rather hear that than hear the constant incessant banging. So you're welcome in advance. The second thing I want to talk about is Rephr Brushes. So if you are new here, hi, my name is Theresa and I'm a garbage person. I have talked about Rephr Brushes time and time again. And if you are interested in learning a little bit more about Rephr Brushes, I will leave a couple of videos down below where I have reviewed some of their brushes and talked about the quality and all that good stuff. So the reason why I'm mentioning Rephr Brushes is because they were so kind enough to give me a coupon code. Please know though, if you are interested, I don't want to like jam anything down your throat, but if you are interested and you're looking for new brushes, they have given me the code GARBAGE, which I love. If you do use the code, I do receive a small kickback, but at no extra cost to you. Now, the only caveat to that code is it's only good for one set, and that is the complete brush set. Now, the complete brush set is 14 brushes. They are handcrafted by master artisans in Japan, using only the best uncut natural goat hair. And they retail for $440. I know, I could feel your judgment, okay? But let me finish. Please know, I would never recommend something to you, or actually tell you, encourage you to buy anything. Please never think that. But I would never recommend something to you unless I didn't fully love the product. So if you happen to use the code GARBAGE on the complete set of brushes, the price will come down to $299, and you will also get the beloved 22 brush, which is their giant bronzer brush. Now, yes, people use it as a bronzing brush. I use it as like an all-over powder brush, and I love it. It's so soft. It's fucking amazing. So you could be like a rebel like me, or you can actually traditionally use it as a bronzer brush. Whatever. No judgments here. So now that 14 brush set has now become 15 for the price of $299, only if you use the code GARBAGE. If you are interested in checking out the complete brush set, know that it's currently back ordered and will ship to you in about 10 to 12 weeks. However, you'll get the number 22 right away. And while I never want to scream,
Buy this or it shows that you don't love me,
like some other influencers do, please, again, only check out if you're interested. Do not get yourself into debt for any man, woman, or non-binary gender equivalent. Now, if you are interested in this brand, but you do not want to take that steep plunge, which I totally get, please do check out their concept store. You can purchase an individual brush for roughly anywhere from like $20 to $40 on a single brush. And the nice thing about this is when you pay for the brush, Rephr actually sends you a coupon code for that amount that you paid, good for their store. My personal favorite brush is the number 3, and it's actually available in the concept store. And this is the most perfect pencil brush I have ever laid my little fat hands on. It is so good for someone like me who has very small, delicate, dainty little hooded eyes. This is a godsend. Not only does it really work in the outer corner, in the crease, my lower lash line, my inner corner, like this is a jack of all trades kind of brush, especially if you want to do any kind of small detail work because you realize you fucked up something. This is awesome, and it is available in the concept store. So if you are interested in checking at least one thing out, I recommend this one. Again, I want to keep reiterating it because I don't want people to get it twisted. Only check out if you're interested. If you're not interested in brushes, that's fine. Please note that the code GARBAGE is only used on the complete set, not on individual brushes. Anyway, I want to say thank you so much to Rephr. Thank you for giving my little garbage pumpkins a garbage code to use if they so choose. So thank you, Rephr. Okay, so the other day I'm at work and it's a little bit of a nightmare. I know I have mentioned on my other platforms like Twitter and Instagram, pretty much those are the only ones I'm really on, even though I always talk about other ones. But anyway, if you're not following me, everything will be listed in the description box below. I have been complaining that I've been working a lot, like a lot. And oftentimes it's Bob. Yay! I have been working a lot of late hours and dealing with absolute fucking buffoonery. It's been great. I want to tell you about 2 instances that happened in the same day that almost caused me to implode in on myself like a dying star. I email Bob for something that I need in order to do my job. I send the email. Now, to give you some background on this is my 3rd attempt on getting this information. So in a non-passive aggressive way, I remind him that I need this information in order to move forward. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. And I also note, actually, in the subject line as well as the body of the email, I believe in red, actually. So maybe it was a passive-aggressive email, whatever. Anyway, I say like, hey, baby bear, this is long overdue, so I kind of need this now. Thanks, Peaches. Anyway, within a few minutes of me sending that email, Bob starts skipping over.
Ew. You need my help-o.
Yes.
Got it.
I'm not even joking when I do that.
What do you mean?
Now, what I want to say is, but I don't, for obvious reasons, but what I want to say is, are you fucking kidding me? It's in the fucking email. But I don't. I just say, you know, it's actually in the email, pal. I need to know X, Y, Z.
Yeah, sure.
Cool, thanks again.
Right. So, when do you need it by?
Yesterday.
Wow. You know, if we were on an alternate timeline.
We wouldn't be having this conversation. I would already have the information that I needed.
Yeah. I was gonna say, we could also be working underwater.
What? No. Why? What the fuck? What? I'm not gonna lie, we all at one point had that weird Little Mermaid fantasy where we act out under the sea. We all have done it, okay? But fuck, man, like how the fuck do I respond to that? This is what I did. It was literally the only option I had. I did not have an eject button. Anyway, 4 hours later, I'm still waiting for this information. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and hope and pray that he'll be giving me this information by the end of the day. Now it's approaching almost 5 o'clock. I run into him in the hallway. Hey, Bob. He bowed to me. Okay. Hey, did you get a chance to get that information for me? I hate to be a pest, but I really, really need that information. Remember the email I sent earlier in the day? The information. Remember the email you came over? You started talking about what it would be like living under the sea.
Oh, yeah. Do you think?
Yes. So can I get that information?
Sure.
Walk away. I go back to my desk and I see an email from Bob. Just like that. What does it say in the email? Hey, so what information do you need? Anyway, that happened. How's your day? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes palette, as well as the Turn Up the Light complexion enhancing highlighting palette. That was a fucking mouthful. Now, we'll be talking about those two things, but I really want to say a special thank you for joining me on this problematic week. Which, by the way, I know is actually a little bit more than a week. It's more like a 10-day thing. Due to my schedule, it was hard to get everything in 1 week, hence why it had to bleed over into today. So I just want to say thank you so much for, one, entertaining this really funny, fucked up way of reviewing makeup. Two, thank you so much for actually pushing me over 25,000. Like, there's 25,000 little garbage monsters, and I'm fucking speechless. So thank you for that. And yeah, so problematic week will be done, and we'll get back into our, normal scheduled program. But please know that there will be more problematic weeks in the future, unfortunately, because, everybody's just shady and disgusting in the makeup world. So it is what it is. Anyway, let's talk about the eyeshadow palette first. The Too Faced Born This Way palette retails for $45. It comes in a sturdy cardboard packaging and has a sleek feel. While I do miss the hard plastic or the tin type packaging of other palettes, what I like about this packaging is that it feels more eco-friendly. So when the world eventually turns into that Disney movie WALL-E, hopefully this will decompose. When you open her up, she has a nice full-size mirror and you get 16 shades. The 8 larger pans are the matte shades, and the remaining 8 shades that are half the size are the shimmer metallic shades. I like the layout of this palette because it reminds me of subway titles. I also like the gradient of light to dark. The palette is inspired by the brand's foundation of the same name. These shadows are made with coconut water, alpine rose, and hyaluronic acid. I mention this because I have weird reactions to some products that have coconut in it. For example, the Too Faced Hangover Setting Spray as well as the primer are things that I can't really wear anymore. When using those two products, I often find that my makeup actually melts off rather quickly. I'll get these really weird bald spots and like patches. It's It's just not very pretty. However, I really do enjoy the concealer. I hated the foundation, but the concealer is the only thing that actually works for me. Go fucking figure. Being that I hurt my little jerk off hand, I'm going to show you 3 different looks that I created with this palette instead of like holding it up because my hand is exhausted and tiring. And if you are new here, I hurt myself in a very stupid manner. I think of sleeping it and my fat body crushed my tendon. So that happens. I laugh, but it's true. Anyway, what I like about this palette is that it's incredibly easy to use, meaning I don't need to think about color combinations. Everything works so well together. This has been my go-to palette for those days where I don't want to spend too much time on my makeup. I want a really nice look with not a lot of effort, which essentially that's what we all want in our eyeshadow. Right? This is a nice basic ass bitch palette. The mattes are very creamy and have really beautiful pigmentation. They blend out great. There's no harsh lines or any difficulty blending at all with the mattes. There is some kick up in the pan. I find that some of the darker shades have a little bit more kick up than others. However, the fallout, if any, is very minimal with the exception of like, I would say maybe the darkest shade Truffle over here. That's the one that I kind of have a little bit of fallout with. The mattes in this remind me of the Chocolate Gold Bar palette. Oh, bitch, that's a fucking good palette. If you are interested in any fucking Too Faced palette, that's the palette you get. I don't know what they did to that palette that they do not do in any other palette, but that palette is pure fucking gold. Anyway, the mattes in this palette remind me a lot of that palette, which is great. Now, I only have one issue with this palette, and again, I know I said I'm not going to show you stuff, but I'm going to show you. It's this shade Truffle right here. This is the shade that I had a lot of issues with. I've used this shade a number of times, and this is the shade that just disappears on me. No matter what base I'm using, whether it's a NARS Soft Matte Creamy Concealer, MAC Paint Pot, P. Louise base, or the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas base, I get the same outcome. It just balls after about 5 to 6 hours of wear. And by hour 8, there are such noticeable holes, like it just looks faded. Fucking don't know why that is, but it is, and it sucks. It's funny because I don't have that experience at all with any of the other shades. It's just that shade Truffle. It's unfortunate because that shade is so essential to this palette, considering it's the only darkest shade in the palette, and for the fact that it fades is just really unfortunate. It's like, yes, I can use the other half of the palette, but then I'm going to be reaching for something else just to make sure that I don't look fucked up by the end of the day. Kind of sucks. It's just a shame that it doesn't have great durability. Now, when it comes to the shimmer shades, I believe according to the description, there are a few different finishes. You have metallic, shimmer, and sparkles. The sparkling shades, Glistening Snow, Shimmering Pearl, and Golden Light, are very gritty compared to the rest of the shimmer shades or the metallic shades that are in this palette. There is a noticeable amount of texture, or what I like to call chunky bits, when swatching or using a finger for application. I found that with a brush and some water, it doesn't really show up very much at all, so you have to use your finger to have any sort of pigmentation. Now, the amount of fallout from those shades is a little horrendous. Even with a finger and blowing off the excess, I still have sparkles all over my face. And it's incredibly difficult to clean, which will then have people asking you,
Hey Theresa, did you fuck a fairy today?
Yes, I did. As for the other shimmer metallic shades, they're fine. They're not the most amazing things I've ever tried, but they do get the job done. You can use a brush when using those shades. However, I find that with a finger, it's the best application. Now, when I compare this to my other Too Faced palette that I fucking love, those metallic shades are just perfect. Literally one swipe and you have the greatest opacity. These you kind of have to build up a little bit. So, Now, my only criticism for this palette, other than the Truffle shade and the Glitter Bukkake debacle of 2020, I wish there were some cool tone options in this palette. I also think that the shimmers have a tendency to look exactly the same on the eye. So even though that you're using technically 2 different shimmers, it looks identical almost. When you look at it this way, I feel like there's a little bit more depth, but just on the eye, not so much. Everything looks the same. I just wish there was a little bit more variety. Other than that, I purchased these 2 items actually with some Ulta points and a gift card and only spent 4 cents. So essentially I only spent 2 cents on this product, and for 2 cents I fucking love it. Would I have purchased this for full price at the $45 price tag? No, I wouldn't. I honestly think that there are better neutral palettes out there that I don't have these issues with, and with that it's just like, I wouldn't pay full price for it. I'm definitely not mad that I have this because I am going to be utilizing the shit out of it, but it's just something that I don't think I would have paid full price for. So if you are interested in checking this little guy out, just know that it does get the job done. There are a couple of things that need a little bit more finesse. So the next product I want to talk about is the Too Faced Turn Up the Light Complexion Enhancing Highlighting Palette. I don't know, I pause every time I say it. It's just a mouthful, all right? This highlighting palette retails for about $42, and it comes in 4 different shades. For this review, I'm only going to talk about the light palette, but please know that there's a light, medium, tan, and deep. And unfortunately, the deep palette is not that deep. I feel like the range could have been much better and less fucking Cheeto-y, but whatever, I digress. So this comes in a very sturdy packaging. It looks like a cross between the Hourglass and the Robert Lee Morris MAC collaboration. So when you open this little Easter egg up, you get a nice sized mirror and 3 different powders. First powder is your highlight powder, which is your glow powder. The second is the soft focus powder, which is meant to set your face. And last but not least, you have the dazzle powder, which is your quote unquote
Party ready sparkling finish.
If that wasn't on a Barbie doll box in the 90s, I don't know what is. I'm going to talk about the powders in the way that I apply them to the face. So the first one is the soft focus powder. Now this soft focus powder is meant to be a blurring powder. When applying it, I did find that it did set my face quite nicely, but I did notice that if I use a little bit too much, I do get some buildup around my nose and this area of my cheek. And when I say buildup, it just looks like there are a little bit of dry patches. So I did find that a little bit of this product does go a long way, and also probably helps that you guys know that I have like normal to dry skin. I don't like to overly powder my face, but for me there's that fine line of like looking good and then looking like a dusty fucking cookie. So now this does blur my pores, and I will do a close-up in a second, but it does blur my pores. But if I compare it to my love, the Chantecaille blurring powder, this bitch doesn't hold a candle to that, because there is something in that Chantecaille powder that is fucking black magic that I love. It literally catfishes me where I just look like a different fucking person. That's a good powder. This does the job, but I feel like with the Chantecaille powder, I notice immediately how just airbrushed my skin looks. This though, what I like about it is that it does bring a nice soft luminosity to the face. I guess hence the candlelight effect. But 2 is that when comparing this to say Hourglass as well, Hourglass, I feel like the powders are so finely milled that I never see any sort of buildup. And I think that's probably my biggest complaint with this, is that I feel like I could use a shit out of like Chantecaille or Hourglass and I don't see any sort of powder buildup, but with this I do. So I think it kind of sits a little bit weird on my skin. Now the glow powder on this guy, which is the highlighter palette, the first highlighter, I found that the swatches were really lovely, and I really thought this highlight was going to be beaming. Now I know you're probably saying, bitch, what are you talking about? It's beaming on your face. This is not enough for me. I found that when I first put the product on, I was like, okay, she's cute, but I just kept layering it on because I was like, I want to look like a slutty glazed donut. Why is this not happening? What the fuck am I not doing right? This is kind of one of those highlighters that are very soft. It's that glow from within bullshit that everybody fucking loves. And I feel like if you do like that, then that's great. You'll like this product. But for me, I just have unrealistic expectations. I just want to look like a shiny sex robot, all right? That's all I want. If I compare this to the Hourglass highlighter in the ambient lighting palettes, or at least like the Christmas palette or whatever the fuck it's called, that I feel like packs more punch. This was just fucking really subtle. Now the dazzle powder is interesting because it's like a light wash of sparkle, but it's the thing that allows you to kind of look slightly glazed. Still, not to my standards, but it does give you that extra pop. But it is sparkles. I think if you had it on its own, it doesn't really show up too well. So you kind of have to add it over existing highlighter. And again, when you do add it, it does give you a little bit more glow, a little bit more something that I'm used to. However, it's still not that alien slut sex goodness. I'm not mad that I picked this up because it only cost me 2 cents, but I don't know if it's technically worth the price tag. I think if this was like in the $30 range, I would feel more comfortable with it. So with that said, I'm not mad that I purchased these guys with using a gift card and some points and only costing me 4 cents. I'm not mad about that. I'm happy to have this in my collection, but I just don't think that they are the bee's fucking knees. Like, they're okay, but they're not like fucking, suck my dick amazing. They're all right. So if you are interested in checking this out, I would recommend getting it on sale or having some sort of coupon or discount code or something, because I just don't think they're worth their full retail value. I don't think anything really is, but there are some products that are like, yes, this is just not one of them. I'm lukewarm about it. Now I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down below if you're interested in picking up any of these products, or if you're just happy that problematic week is over. Yay! Let me know how you feel, because I love hearing from you guys. And on that note, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. As always, feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, it's free, and hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Patreon, Discord. Every other Thursday we have a podcast called The Miserable 3, and soon I will be on my husband's Twitch channel where I will just be live streaming Sims and doing the most weirdest things with them. I cannot wait. And if you want to know what is currently on my face along with where my merch is, everything will be listed in the description box below. And I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.